Hi, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, your go to platform for ambitious women who are ready to take the business world by storm. I'm your host, Angel France, and each week we'll dive into the latest strategies, stories, and success secrets from the most inspiring female entrepreneurs around the world. Welcome to the Real Female Entrepreneurs. Today, we're joined by an intuitive coach, leadership advisor, and CEO of Rebel with a Calling. She's not here to play small, and I know neither you are. If you've ever dimmed your light to fit in, she's about to hand you the match to light you back up. Get ready to reclaim your power and rise. Let's welcome the amazing Christie Tufts. Welcome.
Hi. How are you? Thank you. Thank you for having me here. I'm so
I'm
excited.
excited. I'm excited to have you. I love it, your intuitive coaching. I think it's going to be fun. However, I know there's something that happened to you that brought you to become the entrepreneur you are and to teach what you teach. Do you mind sharing that with us?
Sure. Honestly, being a rebel, rebellion in its not messy kind, but the sacred kind. I
Hmm.
realized that playing by someone else's rules only led me to a life that I'm not living for me and authentically me. So the rebel with the calling was born from a deep knowing that we're not meant to survive. We're meant to wake up, shake things up, and build what isn't doesn't exist yet. I didn't want to break the mold. I wanted to melt it down and recreate it
Oh,
and build
that's
a better
fun.
one. Yeah. So
That's fun. Melt it down and recreate it because
yeah.
that's a necessity in being an entrepreneur.
Yeah, like a tower. Just bring the tower down. It's like a tower, melt it, candle, whatever. We're going all the way with it.
So, you know, as an entrepreneur, I know personally I've never had just one thing that I did. I know I've had multitudes of things that I did to make things happen. And is that true with you as well?
OMG. If my life was a post-it note, I'd be all over. I would have post-it notes everywhere. Right? So I think the key is what you want to know is how am I dealing with these, right?
Yeah.
OMG. Ruthless prioritization. You have to become selfish in a way. Like not selfish in the way of like a bad way, but selfish in the way that you are putting your time first and you have to prioritize. Like it is so important to make a list, figure out what works for you, and go with that. Like that's the biggest thing is figuring out and prioritizing and doing that thing that feels right. But also like that's where intuition comes in. That's where honing yourself comes in and bringing that back to you and what it is that you're trying to prioritize and staying focused on the goal. So focus, prioritization. Like those are that's it.
And you
So
teach a lot of that. Don't you teach a lot of that in what you teach?
definitely that's like one of the main kind of backgrounds, but it's also like getting to know oneself because I feel like where we're at and where the world is at right now is at a place of just like unknown, like something what's to come. Like things are never the way they were, right? And so the changes that we're here to do is to like live in your authenticity fully and then just stay focused. So focus, awareness, mindful. I mean, these are all major things that the world has got to stay on point. Otherwise, you're living somebody else's dream, you know?
And not living your own.
That's
And
right.
that's the key that you deal with. So living your own journey that you are a little crazy like me and you do a lot of things. So how do you balance the demands of what you do currently and you can tell them of what all you do. How do you balance that being true to yourself?
Okay, so it's really like it starts with mindfulness there. Like the balance starts with mindfulness, and that's what's going on in my head right now. What is like what am I thinking? and where am I focusing my energy? And with that being said, it's you're either giving energy and or you're getting drained from your energy. So you decide where you put that energy. And if you can have that mindful discussion in your head, then things get a lot better for you. But it's really all in mindfulness and then writing it down. There's something about writing things down that just solidifies that task. So, I
Uh,
mean, I'm sure I know but like I said, if I was one post-it note, I would be post-it notes everywhere, right?
So like me, I'm an insurance agent, you know that. And so when I am doing insurance, I am hyper focused and I'm doing insurance. I have a magazine, and when I'm doing my magazine and my interviews, I am super hyper focused. And then when I'm creating them, I'm hyper focused. When I'm doing my white label magazines for coaches and so on, I'm hyper focusing. And, family. So, how do you do it in your life? I love hearing how people are able to do it in their life specifically, because
Yeah,
you're a little bit like me, a little wild.
very much hyper focus. Like you really, really hit that nail on the head when you said hyper focus. When you hyper focus on one thing, that's just it. We can do a million things. We can do a million things, but things come down to prioritization, ruthless prioritization. And so it's having those talks with yourself and having that, okay, is this hyper focus getting me to my goal? And that's kind of how I stayed. It's all about rhythm for me. So it's like I kind of go I feel like balance is a little bit of a BS because it's not real. It's
Yeah.
about what's going for you right now and what's flowing for you. So it's really about staying present as well. And that's how I do it. I just kind of stay present and then I keep checking in. Where are you at? And so that's really what we're all about. We're going against the grain. We're deciding how we want to present ourselves to the world. We're doing that thing. Is this getting me to our goals? I could go on forever about that.
Yeah, because goals is another one of your things that you believe in, and you have a few unique ways to dig out that goals with people, don't you?
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. It is an intuitive thing, and it's interesting. I put people a lot on the spot. I kind of feel I'm very direct, and I would say that if you like direct and you want to get down to the deepest root of your situation and bring about a breakthrough in your business and your life, then I'm that person that can help you get there.
So let's talk intuitive and how you can dig deep down when you're dealing with people. How do you dig deep down with that?
It's a psychic ability. So I am a psychic medium, and that's a fun fact, right? So we'll get more on that. But with that, that ability and the gifts that I have realized since I was young, and it's just grown to be. It's like I read energy, so I read what you need, not what you want. And at the end of the day, it's what you need that is going to create the breakthrough for you. And it's going to make you realize what it is that you're not looking at. So it's almost like a mirror. So it can be a little frightening sometimes, but it's a good thing. But it's like I read your energy, and that's how I pull it out. I read energy and I ask probing questions. So it's really getting you to think and pull out that greatness, that rebel, that whatever in you. I'm not pulling out the bad stuff or pulling out the sacred stuff. Just remember that.
We're pulling out the rebel with a calling. So what's
Yeah,
your calling and where you need to focus? And it fits
exactly.
so perfectly into your niche and what you do. I
It
love
is.
that.
It is. It is. I took so many different routes to like get here, and I've taken several routes, but it's like you have to because you have to know like what feels right, and you're not going to know what feels right until what feels wrong.
And you just answered my next question. And that question was going to be is, what advice do you have for women to grow their own businesses that are searching for where they fit in? And I love the fact you answer that. You want to expand upon that a little
Boom.
bit?
I do want to expand on that, but I first want to say stop asking for permission to be powerful. Stop. Don't do it. No one's going to hand you a VIP pass to your life, to your dream. Build it messy, fail forward, fall, keep getting up, fall, keep getting up. It is the falling and the failing that is your greatness, and it makes the beauty in you, and it makes people see the you that you are. And people are like, wow. And then the more you keep going, the more people are like, God, all the other people that were doubting the situation, they're like, how is this person doing it? I want to know.
Yeah,
Now
and they don't see the failure all the time. Sometimes they
exactly.
don't see the failure. They just think, "Oh, look what they've done." And they don't see all the other failures that have happened to them.
We wear failure like a beauty, like the best dress we've ever worn. I swear we wear it like a wedding dress or something. We do it. We do it. And women, people, what other people see and what we feel are, don't judge somebody else's inside. Don't compare your insides to somebody else's external, because you don't know what they did to get there and how with the failure. So be powerful on purpose and don't afraid to go against the grain. And that is the best advice.
So I actually love the movie Burlesque. And I love when Cher tells the one girl, she comes out and she goes, "We don't sing." And she goes, "They come to watch us dance." She says, "They come to watch her sing," talking about Christina Aguilera in Burlesque.
Oh yeah,
And she goes, "Well, she hasn't paid her dues." And Cher comes back and says, "You don't sing like that if you didn't pay dues somewhere." And
that's facts. That is facts.
and the same exact thing as a female entrepreneur, because you don't get where you're at and shine the way you shine without paying those dues.
And they hurt. Those dudes hurt, and you and they stab you, and it's like a thorn in your side sometimes, and then sometimes that it's a big knife that'll just be hanging in your, like the old ball and chain on your ankle, and you're still going, and it's gonna be tough, and it's gonna be muddy, and it's gonna be dirty, and it's going to be messy, but it's going to be you, and it's going to be authentic, and it's going to be powerful, and it's going to be purposeful. And when you don't give up on your goal and you go 100% on you, you win.
Yeah. And that answers the question about struggling. They can just keep going because they're paying the dues.
Yep, that's right. Just don't doubt yourself. Don't struggle. You're paying the dues just by like building that within you and becoming more purposeful. And that's why we're here. That's why we show. I mean, we're meant to be great. We're not meant to dim ourselves.
No, don't dim that light. She's going to give you a match.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna be a whole campfire about it.
All right. Knowing what you learned in your career so far, what advice would you go back and give your 18-year-old self?
Stop giving so much energy to people who are not qualified to have an opinion about your future. You're not crazy, you're early. Trust your gut. Believe in yourself. Yeah. Bet on yourself harder and wear the red lipstick, even though I don't have red lipstick on right now, even when you're scared. The fear, like my mama taught me, feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah.
And that's it. Feel the fear and learn that fear is just that. It's created in our mind, and the more you become fearless, the more you take power and you take control in your own life.
My mother's one of her favorite quotes talking about moms is, "You don't like the path you're on, pay the new one" by Dolly Parton. And that is exactly what you're saying. Just know your path is not my path. It's not Christie's path. It's your path, and you get to choose that path.
That's facts. It's
And you
yours.
might have 100 paths.
You might have 100 and they all lean back. But I will say this as a I will say as like doing things psychically on the side, my biggest, a lot of advice I give my clients, even and in every area of life, if I'm talking to anybody, literally the one thing I always go back to is all paths lead to the same place. Like, and they do. They all go to the same place. So you can take and branch off, and some paths might be longer and some might wind a little differently. But right now, we're in a new moon. We're manifesting the lives right now that we want. And this is the most important new moon. I want to just say that. This is very important because it's in Taurus. It's in your public life, it's in your career, it's how you create your future. This is a manifestation of what you want to come. So that is right now for the next 2 months is the most important for manifesting the life that you dream.
Wow. And how do you so we're going to go off topic. How do you feel they should begin manifesting? Visualizing or writing? I mean, you tell me.
I think the best way I would go with visualizing and manifesting is visualizing. So what are we gonna do? Go get you a poster board for the Dollar General. If you don't even have to invest money if you don't want, but you can. You want to go get a dollar a dollar poster board from the Dollar General. Go get you a dollar poster board, get you a bunch of random magazines, and I'm talking just random, but make sure it's like interesting travel magazines, like just different magazines that aren't maybe in your home that you've looked at, that you like, that you keep. Or go to the store and buy a couple magazines over at Barnes and Nobles. They have a whole magazine section. Get you a couple travel magazines, boats, whatever you want. Take it and sit down and do an intuitive pull. So start just going through it and looking through it and having a conversation, like doing something else at the same time. This is the best way to listen to your intuition when you're doing things like this. And so you're going to go and you're going to be like multitasking, right? So that your intuition is, I know a lot of people have a hard time going for that intuitive thing. So I think the biggest thing is realizing what the intuition is now and what it isn't. And it's not the gut feeling that makes you nauseous. That's not your intuition. It is the very, 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 very faint voice that's going on in your mind's eye, which is behind your medulla oblongata per se. But you can almost hear this. If you really, really get still, you can almost hear this voice. But nonetheless, in the right now in reality, you go through a magazine, and while you're doing something else, let's say you're watching something and you're really into it, just go through this magazine and start ripping out pages. If you see a picture and you're looking at that, or you're having a conversation with somebody else, you're going to be ripping out random things on that page. When you go to get that poster board and you go put it on that page, you're going to see words on that page that are going to stick out to you like a sore thumb. And it's such a cool experience when you do that, because it it's a cool experience when you do that, because it pulls out your intuition, and it pulls out the things that are meant for you. And so you start naturally kind of falling into that pattern. You start pulling things that you're like, why did I even pull this page? I don't remember doing this. Like, or journaling, it's the same thing. So it's all an intuitive thing. So if you're doing another task, I know I hate to say pick a one thing, but then I kind of like go back and forth on certain things. But in this situation specifically, there's something about the creative mind that works in the background, that even if let's just say you start painting pastels. That's another thing I've done. I've done like random drawings. I have beautiful paintings that I've done that I didn't even know I could possibly do, because I was telling somebody a story of my life and I was getting it out. I was airing it out. I was airing out that dirty laundry to let it go, and when I did that, it's like I painted this amazing picture of like, just, it looked like total mass destruction, but it was beautiful mass destruction. It was crazy. I wish I had it, because if I had it, I would be showing it to you right now. It's somewhere. It is somewhere. I do have it, but it's something about the creative mind that gets to work for you. So do it while you're doing something else. That multi-talented like thing you can make work for you and pull out what it is that's going on subconsciously, which will help it bring it to your forefront. And once it comes to that forefront, then it starts pulling out certain things in you. Other than that, I'm giving away too much information. You'll have to you have to call me. But
I love it. I
that's
love it.
a great exercise is a vision board because you want to do it. It never fails. I don't know about you, Angel, but it never fails that every time I do a vision board, it's like it's already done. You're like doing your next one.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I actually learned how to do it in Canva as well, just so I can have it as a screensaver on my phone. However, that task of cutting and putting and pasting just makes it way cooler, and it actually absorbs into your brain even more, I believe.
Oh, definitely, for sure. And then and put it. Don't be afraid to be loud with it as well, and put it like above your bed, or put it when you first open your door,
Yeah.
or open your eyes. There it is, or in whatever, wherever you is your like safe space. Put it in there, or your workroom, whatever. You just look at it every day and see if or let it just be there because the energy of it is your creative mind. So it's going to keep giving to
Yeah.
your goals.
And I mean, be honest with you guys, I have had things on my vision board for over 20 years.
Yeah.
And they're just coming to fruition. And I need you to understand it's not going to probably do this because you have to go through so many steps. Am I right, Christy?
Oh, 100%. 100%. It's
So,
a process. And I'm sure I know you and I know me. And with that, that process it's like almost like a it's like this swirl path. It's like it swirls and then it branches off and then it swirls again and then it branches off. But I mean, that's what makes us almost just so profound when it comes to the people that the way we present ourselves and how we can just spot that thing in people and pull out that thing that everybody needs, right?
yeah. Yeah. And just like Christy has said the whole entire time that you're probably ahead of your time, and that's why it's going to take a minute. And you're going to have to go through things because you were ahead of your time. You're ahead of other people. And so it's going to take a minute because the world needs to come up to your reality of where you are.
That has been the one biggest thing that for me was hard because you have to trust yourself undoubtedly. But listen, everything else in your life won't go right until that one thing of you trusting yourself undoubtedly goes right. So that is where that's why you have to be that rebel. That's why you have to show up in your own life and be like, no, there's nothing wrong with the word no, but against the grain is very, very much prominent here. Going against the grain because what's normal for everybody else is us when we were kids. It almost feels like it's like, oh, I let that person go a long time ago. I don't even remember that person.
Yeah. And
People
nobody,
remind me of conversations, and I'm like, I don't know who that is.
I dismissed that really quick. And just so you guys know, I love the word no because it means not yet.
Yep.
That's all it means.
Yes. And yes, do not be scared. You're 7 no's away from a yes. Right. So we are the people that most people fear approaching because we're the ones that say no. But at the same time, we're the one that can we're the ones that can get you where you need to be. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's to look at that from a different perspective might get people to push back their limiting beliefs on self or where they feel like they can't do it or whatever the case may be.
So, knowing what you've learned so far in strategies, Beyond manifestation, is there any other tool that you've used to advance your career?
Authenticity.
Mm.
Mhm. And being raw, like being unapologetically real about where I'm at and where I see things at. So that it honestly, to scale my business, you have to become so real and raw with yourself in the mirror, but also with the people that are there to show up for you, because they don't know, people don't know how to help you if you don't know how to just be as raw as possible and be like, this is what I need.
And I love the fact you brought up mirror. I love mirror work. I love the fact that when you can look at yourself in the mirror and say where you're going and you're not there yet.
Yeah. Yep. Mirror work's so important because it's like mirror work is going to confirm to you that you're good enough. So, like, I don't know if this is right to say on this podcast because it's kind of
We go raw, we go authentic, go for it.
okay. So, you want to get to know yourself? Here's another tip. Let me give you some more. Some more. This is a good one. Be ready for it. I know, ladies. I don't know if it's going to be all ladies watching this. Other people might, but it doesn't
We
matter.
we have
If
guys too.
Yeah, it's for guys too. If you want to know yourself on the deepest level, have the big O in the mirror by staring yourself in the eyes. Boom. There it is. That's the beef.
Wow.
Because you can see yourself like it's, and I'm in that moment. There's something about actual energy that brings about because it's manifestation energy. It is very important to understand these things. This is like a lot of taboo for people, but quite frankly, it's that energy that you create your life, like your dream life. You have to do that, and if you want to get somewhere really fast, that's a good way to do it.
That's her tip.
That's a good tip.
Can you share any future plans or goals that you have for your career that we should keep an eye out for in the future?
As well, other than world domination on a soul level. No, I'm kidding. So I am going to be doing I'm working on a sector, yes, and this is going to be working leadership coaching for CEOs, for major decision makers, politicians, and I'm talking a very vast crew. So this doesn't stop, but mainly people who make big decisions. That's what we're doing. We're going to get them to be their rawest, most authentic self, and this is going to be exciting. So I'm ready. I'm cooking up so many different live events to do this, and then we're clearly in this thing. We are doing spiritual boot camp and leadership academy, and is blended. It's going to be next level, so stay tuned. I'm super excited. I'm bringing different assessments and things like that. We'll talk about in just a minute too. So I'll tell you where to go to find that.
All right. What if you had superpower for just one day? What would it be?
If I had the if I could make people see their own highest potential for 24 hours, that would be my
Wow.
superpower. And I feel like in a way I'm like close.
Yeah.
I'm close, but like maybe a little bit longer than 24 hours. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. But if I could like really show you that 24-hour high potential and leave you there, you can't unlearn what you learn. You can't unsee what you see. And so that would be the greatest gift of all.
Oh, that would be amazing. I think everybody would love that. Yeah, that would be a great superpower.
Yeah, like that was well thought out too.
Yeah. So, what's one fun fact about you that many people don't really know? You just told us one. If you want to,
Okay,
expand
I'll
on
go
that,
back. So,
you can.
all right, let's mix them all. I am. This is a fun fact because I feel like people need to know that I'm like I can do many things. So I can make music. I make music and can read music. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and a psychic medium on the side. So I read your energy, your thoughts, and I step into your past lives. I could contact your relatives that have passed this world, and give you a really good fade. I do a very good men's haircut. So it's all about, I'm multi-talented. There's nothing I can't do, and I could change a tire in under 5 minutes. I think that would be a good one too.
Oh, I can't do a tire. I can't do a tire. I call AAA.
Yeah. No, I mean it's almost fun for me to like learn how to do things with my hands, you know?
And I love the fact that you're the energy that you have, because sometimes reality, let's face reality here. Sometimes for people to move forward, they have to visit their past and get some kind of relief from a past experience from someone who didn't communicate with them after something happened and they passed away.
And I gotta say that happens a lot. Like I'll be in the middle of a coaching session, and then spirit knocks on that door and is like, hey. And I'm like, I'm sorry, do you have a relative? And it just stops, and it's a whole psychic medium thing. Like it all of a sudden turns, and then they start crying and they let it go, and then that's it, and we move forward. And then they go off to be amazing. And it's like that. It's the little piece of nugget that you didn't know you were getting. That it shows up if it needs to come out. It's coming out.
It's going to come out, and it's going to come out some kind of way.
Just know it. Just know when I talk to people, and it's very clear to many, I feel at this point, is when you make eye contact with me, you'll never be the same. You will I awaken something in them that makes people question the status quo. And I think for a long time I avoided being that person because I didn't want to be that person, but that is a really good position to be in. It scares the heck out of people, but don't be afraid. Understand that fear is the thing holding you back.
100%. Fear is always the thing.
Yeah.
All right, a favorite book for fun or for business?
Honestly, and I'm going to tell you the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I'm so solid on that. I don't care where you're at in your life or where you're not at in your life. The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz is a must read if you want to look at your business differently, if you want to look at your friends' situation, how you see people, how you view yourself, how you understand the patterns of our society. Like it is so, and I'm telling you, it's the eye opener. This book is so necessary to your growth when it comes to life, your business. At any point, it's going to help you. The 4 Agreements, and I'm talking, they have a small one, like it's a handheld. That small one, I'll stop and read every once in a while just to readjust my mindset. It's such a good like reset, but it's such an eye opener because it makes you look at the world and the patterns in society way differently. It kind of it puts you in a league to step out that matrix, that belief of we have to follow these societal expectations. But it's like how the patterns in society happen. And that book is like the best book for starting to include in your real authentic self, because we're all awakening spiritually, in life, business, however you see that fit. In every aspect of life we are awakening, and that book is the book I get people to read regardless, off top, whenever I talk to them. If they're like, what's one book, give me a book I can read, I said start with the 4 Agreements, start with that,
It is
and
good
then
book.
let's talk. Yeah, it's just it addresses all of the areas of your life. It's fun, but it's also it's deep. Like if you look, that's why like I've just made a video on I would just made a video on TikTok about asking yourself at every question that you have when you're doing that reflection, how deep does this go for you?
Wow.
And
Yeah.
yeah. And when you ask yourself that, you're like, whoa, it's like a whole like opening of like, it's like this brainstorm, it's like explosion of whatever. And epiphanies are beautiful. So, so this is the book that'll help you with that.
All right. What about a favorite song or songs?
Okay, I have so many, but we're gonna go with "Walking on a Dream" by Empire of the Sun. Walking
Oh,
on a
wow.
Dream. Walking on a dream is a different because it's like walking on a dream. It's so positive. I am very serious about music and listening to things that hit your soul, and because it is like it's all about rhythm. Like I keep talking about rhythm, and I'm talking about the present moment and living authentically. And I could go all the way to Kevin Gates and be listening to rap. I can listen to anything, but it's what sets your soul on fire when you're walking outside. What is that song? Walking on a Dream is one that puts me in the best place mentally every single time. It's limitless badass is what it is.
That's awesome. Your favorite quote?
Favorite quote. Okay, the question is not who's gonna let me, it's who's gonna stop me. No one and not anymore.
Oh, wow. And who's that by? Do you know?
Ayn Rand.
Very
Or
good. I love
however
that.
you say it. Ayn, Ayn Rand, Rand.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you stay motivated? I mean, you're obviously motivated, but how do you stay? Because I mean, sometimes we do get down. What gets you up?
I remember who's watching.
Ooh.
I could cry when I say this. I'm gonna start tearing up. The future me, the women who think it's too late for them, the ones who's waiting for someone to like them to for someone like them to go first. I don't owe it to me, just to me to keep going. I owe it to us to keep going.
Wow. Definitely.
Yeah.
How does the audience stay
That
in
had
touch?
me choked up.
I know. How does that audience stay in touch with you and keep in touch?
Yes, so you can visit my website, rebelwithacalling.com. I also have a free self-assessment you can do to assess your 7 quadrants of life. I just did a highest potential self-assessment last night as well, which is not up yet, but so just keep a lookout for that. If you do subscribe, I will send out a email for all the subscribers to with that attached to it as well. You
And
can
you'll give
also
us all the links, right?
all the links, and you
Everything.
can also go on my link tree if you're a link tree person. Um, Rebel with a Calling. So link tree / Rebel with a Calling.
Awesome. Awesome. So is there anything else you want to share with the entrepreneurs that are out there?
Okay, so my last thing was say you're not lazy, you're not crazy, and you're not too much. You are hearing the call before the world is ready for it. It's not your burden, it's your blessing. This is something that you should own, like your mortgage is due, like your car payment is due. Like own it like it's yours and step into the potential and be fearless, like no matter what. Fear nothing. Like my mom said, was take it from Susan. Feel the fear and do it anyway, every single time. When you feel fear, that's called courage, bravery. You're feeling the fear and you're doing it. That's the feeling of courage. And so it's like that grit. I just it's a feeling. Like if you want to feel it, do that. You do that.
I love it. All right. Thank you, Christy, for being here with us. You
Thank
are truly amazing. And I can't wait to see you inside the magazine. It's going to be so much fun.
Yay, thank you. Thank you all so much. Thanks for watching. And thank you, Angel, for having me.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.